having the Brickyard 400 back, I think, is just going to add to that, and I'm sure that all of us are going to be, have nerves going on Sunday.
This obviously isn't to the scale of 1994, but with this race having been off the schedule for a while, it kind of created that desire, that yearning for this race to be back. Does this feel like, or do you think this might feel like an inaugural event again, or is it a little bit of a reach to say that?
I mean, we'll find out on Sunday. I think the attendance has a lot to do with how the atmosphere is, and the atmosphere is what makes it feel like a big event or not. So I think it's a little bit early to tell, how the event is going to feel and how it's going to be showcased as.
How'd you feel about today?
I mean, I was excited about today. I think, racing on the oval is where we need to be. We learned that it's going to be tough to pass. It's Indianapolis. Every race we've ever had here has been very hard to pass. So, but it's special. It's Indy, and it's the way that it needs to be.
How different did the next gen feel on the oval compared to your lone Brickyard 400 in the next gen, or the Gen 6 car? Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that race was very unique because it was my first time here in a Cup car. There's no practice, no qualifying, so I honestly couldn't even tell you how the Gen 6 car felt here. But the next gen car felt pretty normal. These cars, whenever you get to the high speed stuff, they're very edgy. You don't have a lot of, you don't have any downforce. You don't have any side force holding you through the corners, so you're always just kind of feeling a little bit on edge and free. And I think the majority of people are feeling that way today.
And then,
are you still following the dirt side at this point?
Absolutely, yeah.
What do you think about the high limits going to Perth?
Yeah, I think that's really cool. I mean, it's awesome to have more crossover from different parts of the world, and I'm excited to watch it. The Australia stuff's tough. Obviously, it's early mornings, but that's a huge event, and I look forward to seeing it.
with the 2-week breakup next, do you have any plans, either relaxing, time off, racing, or so on?
Definitely getting away from racing, just sitting on my butt and taking it easy for sure.
And last week the 54 had the engine problem at Pocono. Is there been kind of that concern ramping up again just because of how many engine issues you guys have had in the summer?
Yeah, I mean, going back to my engine failure at Gateway, that was heartbreaking, and then to see the 11 at Sonoma and then Ty last week, it's a little alarming, but we've got the best engine builders in the world at TRD, so I know they'll get it figured out.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, it's always, when you come to a place like this, that's something you always hope for. We've been fortunate, we ran the road course here to be really, really strong, and obviously it seemed like Denny had a good test, and we were able to get some good data from the Wolfforce car. So, yeah, it's tracks like this, it's always a question mark to some degree, how close is your preparation and sim going to be, but it seemed like everyone did a pretty good job. Yeah, pretty happy with how the car drives. Certainly it's interesting how the draft works. Like I do feel like there's some sort of tow that you get out there, but also the dirty air that comes with it is a challenge. So it was just a big learning session, I guess.
So you're getting a tow and dirty air?
It's what it seemed. I mean, if the car you're running behind would miss the bottom by a little bit, it was somewhat manageable from like 15 back, but you get a tow down the straightaway. It seemed like, so. But yeah, if they hit the bottom, it was tough to manage. So I don't know how that's all going to work out, right? We were pretty spread out, so we kind of run somewhat of a good pace. I think I would expect a lot of mistakes probably in the race on Sunday once we're all packed up when it restarts.
Was there any tire fall at all that you could tell?
It was really hard to figure that part out, Bob. Because a lot of times you kind of get running a pace, you get a feel for the car. Someone pull out of the track in front of you, come onto the track in front of you, or you run the car down ahead of you. And just what dirty air is like with these cars on the fast tracks. It's kind of hard to tell. What's dirty air? Do you just get your stuff hot running behind somebody? And what's like natural tire fall?
Give me a pass. Like, how did you feel? I mean, you're fast.
It's gonna be tricky. I think discipline and not putting yourself in a bad spot will be important. I think like I said, Sunday will be pretty tricky. I think it'll be really easy to make a mistake and lose a lot of momentum or cause an accident. So we just have to keep our eyes out for that.
What will restarts be like?
I think we'll get through turn 1 okay. Turn 2 is going to be sketchy for sure. So I don't know what's going to happen after that. But turn 2 will be tough.
Why so?
I think it's just the speed's carrying into 1. Won't quite be at full speed. It'll be somewhat challenging. But I think once we get over to turn 2, I think it'll be a bit more. I don't know. I'm just thinking of how we'll just naturally get up to speed. I feel like turn 2 will be a tough corner. Turn 3 might be worse, honestly, but I would think we kind of single out and kind of spread apart by the time we get down there.
With the mistakes, you're talking about somebody like missing their line?
Just getting tight behind somebody else, missing the line, all those things, you know. What I saw in practice, really, the only opportunity that I had to pass a fairly competitive car was, you know, if they were close to somebody in front of them and just missed the line a little bit, they'd lose. That was pretty bad. So to be able to take advantage of that, I think just we've seen it with, you know, the guys who run the Indy cars here, man. It's a fine edge, and it's one you can't really creep up on. You normally just kind of get slapped in the face by it, and you got to hang on and try not to hit the fence.
How did it feel going into 1 on the oval after having to come around here on the road course the last couple of days?
Yeah, you know, I didn't know what the sensation of speed was going to feel like, but it just feels like the center corner speeds we carry these cars. It does feel pretty, I don't know, you feel intense, I guess, in the car, right? There's such a fine line to hit here. A couple, you know, a foot up or down could be the difference in a really good lap or have to check up and not hit the fence. So just the room for error here is very, very fine, even in a stock car.
You're in a tight battle for the regular season championship. How closely are you paying attention to the other guys in that race?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say we're paying attention to them. We just understand that on top of having, you know, on top of trying to win races, you know, the stage points that we can score and just trying in the back of my mind just a little bit understand that I'd love to get this one spot, but I don't need to risk a whole day to get it. I think it's probably been good for me to some degree, but you know, I did hit the wall at Chicago, so I don't know. But we're trying to be mindful of it. I don't know if we're going to throw away opportunities to win races, to go after points, anything like that. But you know, we're trying to just be smart. You know, the biggest thing that can gain or lose us big chunks of points is mistakes, whether we make them or our competitors. So I think we just have smooth, solid races. With the speed that we've been having, we should be able to just keep chipping away at it a little bit.
How important is it for you to get those 15 extra points?
So I would rather have the 2 races and, you know, be done the season earlier, but that's one bit too big.
What does it mean to have another opportunity to win on the oval?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, just the history here and, you know, what this track means to motorsports in general across the world. So it's very, you know, very cool to get to come here. I wish, you know, we were a little bit faster today because, you know, qualifying and track position is going to be everything. Yeah, so tomorrow is very, very important, qualifying day. But you know, having the chance to win here, no matter what, is huge. It's special, and you know, somebody's going to have a big day on Sunday.
Is still the one that you look back upon, or if you do, it's the one that got away? Is the 18?
Yeah, definitely. That one definitely hurts. You know, this has never been really, I would say, one of my best tracks. And that year we had what we needed to win, and you know, just made a dumb move. So yeah, I wish I could redo that one for sure and see how the day would have played out.
You have your short track right here at Richmond. Do you think that the option tire has potential to be a game changer there?
Yeah, for sure. But I think, you know, the problem with options like that in the Cup garage, everybody's so smart. Most people are on the same agenda, and you're going to see, you know, it's going to be a very specific, you know, set of circumstances to want to put the soft tires on. It's not going to, you know, you're not going to be in the middle of the race making the green flag stop, putting them on, trying to get, you know, pass a few cars because you're going to wear them out and you'll be in trouble. So tire wear there is a huge deal, and it's going to be, you know, most of the field, I think, for the most part, is going to be on the same strategy until it comes to, you know, some special circumstances. So there's the potential that it could, you know, make some interesting things happen. It just depends on how the race plays out.
How cautions fall, that sort of thing?
Yeah. I mean, you know, you get a restart with 10 to go, everybody's going to put the soft ones on. You know, end of a stage, everybody's going to put the hard ones on like normal. So yeah, it's just have to see how it plays out. It's a good option though. It's fun to have options.
Would Indy be one of the places you would consider, coming back part-time schedule if it's still in the oval?
I have no idea, honestly. I don't know. I haven't thought about that. Crucial. I noticed today, just at the end of practice, there was a caution. I slowed down, kind of just eased into turn 3. Went slow down the backstretch, eased into turn 3, and I got marbles all over my tires somewhere. I don't know where. Somewhere on the straightaway. I don't know if it's just from slowing down, but went into 3 and it just went straight out of the groove, and I thought I was going to hit the wall. So if the marbles are that bad, restart's going to be a big challenge, and you're going to want to be on the bottom, obviously. So really don't know. I mean, I think it's going to be a challenge, but restarts are always a challenge. So it just depends on the track and the marbles, and see how that all plays out.
Do you enjoy having a practice session today?
Yeah, I do enjoy having practice sometimes. Get to work with the guys a little bit, hang out in the garage. It's always it's fun. One of the funnest parts of the weekend, and we don't get to do much of that. So it's cool to be able to go into, look at everything today, go into tonight, and make some changes on the car, obviously, and then hopefully improve from where we were today.
Is that something you like to see return on a every week basis or semi-regular basis, or are you like the current system with no practice basically?
I don't mind what we have. If we could do 2-day shows and hour of practice, that'd be really good.
Yeah.
Do you feel any more confident having had more starts here? There are several drivers, 10 drivers, I guess, that have not raced on the oval before. Is there any extra confidence you have from, having that in your back pocket?
I mean, not really. I think there's a few little things that kind of in the race, especially in traffic, that maybe you can use to your advantage. But we've never been here with this car. That's always the biggest curveball, right? So trying to figure out this car here is different, and so everybody's pretty much on a level playing field, except for the guys that tested here.
So how did you get there?
Same as every week.
You hadn't been on this oval since 2020, so you go back and look, it's a different car.
I raced a little bit this week. I didn't do the simulator, I did iRacing, so it's pretty similar.
How rare is that for you?
I did it with Pocono too. I don't know why. I got bored on a Wednesday and got on the simulator a little bit. I was like, I'm gonna practice a little. It's pretty realistic.
Yep. Was you getting any races with him?
No.
Okay. Didn't know he used to race.
Yeah. What would your name be?
My name is my name. Yeah. I'm not in any secret code or anything. If I get on there, everybody knows who I am.
Tied an engine failure at Pocono. There's been a couple issues for JGR. Is that do you guys know if that's correlated to the issues that the team had earlier at Sonoma and Gateway, or is it?
Yeah, they don't really ever tell us exactly. I know what happened to his engine, but we don't really know why. So yeah, that's kind of like a wait and see thing. But TRD does a great job. I don't really have any concerns. It's pushing the envelope. Our engines are running really good, and you never know when a little issue could pop up.
All right, thank you.
There's a big part of this track, because almost half the track is have safer barriers. I know it's areas you wouldn't really hit normally on the straightaways, but is it any concern? Because pretty much, I guess probably every other track has safer barriers all the way around at this point in this era.
You didn't really have to tell me that. I wasn't even paying attention to it. Thanks for that. Don't really need to know. No, I definitely don't want to crash on the straightaway. It is.
This is Custom Patch Hats. But what makes us custom? Well, that actually begins with you. We're just bringing your unique vision to life. No knockoffs, no lookalikes. Your design is one of a kind. We know hats, we know design, and we know quality. The proof? It's in our production. Hand-stitched with precision and care, with brands you know and trust. A one-of-a-kind patch deserves a one-of-a-kind treatment, all the way to your doorstep. It's how we keep it custom.
Steven Stumpf of Frontstretch.com here. Come back for more great racing videos, and if you like us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.